first, a little bit of background. So 30 years ago, I was an undergraduate sport and exercise science student on an exchange trip in California. And I visited a US naval base. And while chatting with the physical training guys, they introduced me to what we now know as biohacking. Okay, these smart wellness principles, breathing techniques, the use of music and sound, visualization. And this fascinated me, especially the music aspect, because I was a musician and the ears lead to the brain. Sound and music is super powerful. So when I graduated in the mid-90s, I started working with British Olympic squads using these principles. So how to use music and sound to put them in a certain mindset at a certain time. So to control anxiety, to boost confidence, belief, motivation, to help sleep, you name it. And it works not just for Olympic athletes. You know, we now use these same principles with NHS dementia programs. It's the same effects. But with the, from a happiness point of view, that was looking at performance. And I also moved across into the wellness space. And a foundation of happiness is your general level of wellness. It's something that the holy grail that we've been trying to find for so many decades. And as a sport and exercise scientist originally, I thought that we cracked it in the 90s with fitness and everyone's joining gyms and billion-dollar sector growing decade after decade. Now 5 decades of diet and fitness trends and all of that, the promotions around those have not produced healthy nations. And it isn't the route to wellness. So this, within the past kind of few years, I've really been digging into this because we're still telling people to do these things, even though we know they don't work. And that is a really serious concern. And what I think we should be doing is a much more holistic approach, which now kind of falls under this smart wellness banner, which is very much about habits. It's about behavior. It's not about going to the gym. And all of the clients that I'm working with, we're actually, stop spending money on your gym, spend money on things that can tell you about your biometric data, spend money on learning how your basic biology works, get smarter about your wellness. And smart wellness is very much built on those principles. Knowledge, so you understand how your body systems work. Basic biohacks, so things like the use of music, the use of sound, daylight exposure, timed eating, intermittent fasting, visualization, sleep techniques, blue light blocker glasses, ladies and gentlemen, so that you look like Bono from U2, little really, really simple things that people should be embedding in their daily routines that will result in wellness because it optimizes our ancient biology. What we're telling people to do is not the route to that, and we know that. So I think that right now there's a really fascinating rise that's being driven by the marriage of neuroscience and technology in particular, that's bringing consumer products that are affordable, but they don't work without the knowledge and the understanding of how people can very, very easily change their behaviors. Because just buying this ring is not going to make me well. Just doing anything is not going to make me well. It's a holistic approach and it needs to be driven by a knowledge-based system. And we are very, very, very much heavily focusing still on let's get everyone to the gym. It doesn't work. We've got problems with food, and that is something that you can't offset with a gym membership. You need to address what you're eating, how much you're eating, when you're eating it. And putting yourself in control of those decisions and understanding how that basic brain biology in particular works is a very powerful tool. And that's what we were teaching the Olympic athletes and elite military 30 years ago, and we still teach all these young kids these principles, but we only teach them in that way, in that environment. This stuff should be taught in schools, in workplaces, basic habits. So I am kind of on a disruptive crusade at the moment, because the fitness industry doesn't want to hear what I'm saying. Obviously, it sabotages the very successful revenue model. But it's very much about a mix of knowledge and technology. And people overlook the power of music and sound, because the commercial music industry did such an incredible job of positioning music and sound as entertainment. So now whenever I speak with an employer or a business leader about anything that's music based, it's like, oh, that'll be fun. It's like, oh, they cannot, there's a subconscious bias with that word music and what that word music means. All it means is air creating electrochemical responses in the brain that can change your mindset immediately, that you can help you focus, that can help you sleep, that can help you achieve things as a tool, because sound and music are an input channel, just as light is, touch, and the other sensory inputs. So we're in a very interesting space at the moment, and I am driving forward this smart wellness message, which is to help people achieve a basic level of wellness, because fitness is not the same as wellness, and wellness is what we all want to avoid illness, whether that's mental illness or physical illness.